With an intro that looks like a film student's homework assignment and a story that is as bewildering as it is terrifying, in this edition of the channel I'm looking at a children's TV serial that was first broadcast during the UK winter of 1969-1970, buried in a Sunday afternoon slot on ITV. The story features a blended family holidaying in a rural manor house. But the temperature rises as three teenagers, a girl, her stepbrother and the cook's son, are drawn into a local legend of betrayal, murder and mystic forces. One of the teenagers even starts to turn into an owl in a scene that's closer to The Exorcist than Watch with Mother. Did the Tea Time serial break new ground for children's television, as some people claimed in 1970, or was it just a self-indulgent art house serial masquerading as children's TV? My name is Steve Hart, and in this edition of the channel I'm looking at The Owl Service. A viewer of the channel suggested I look at The Owl Service, and I knew I was in trouble the moment I pressed the play button. The opening credits of each episode is made up of a sequence of images and sound effects, including scratching noises and a motorbike revving. Turns out the title sequence tells you the whole story, but you won't realise that until the very end of the series. Music is played on a harp, and that's always a sign we're entering mysterious territory. Made in early 1969 by Granada Television, it was filmed almost entirely on location in Wales, which is unusual for the time, as most dramas, especially those aimed at children, were on a tight budget and recorded in a cosy studio. Test screenings prior to broadcast left the audiences none the wiser as to what on earth was going on. So much so, the makers were asked to add narration at the start of each episode, potentially saving 26 minutes of their lives they'd never get back.
From the moment Roger first set eyes on the stone of Gronow, he has been haunted by the legend of the unfaithful wife.
But what's it all about? The serial is based on a novel of the same name, written for young adults. The book won a Guardian Award for literature, so there's your first clue. Anyway, it's set in an old manor house with large grounds. Staying there is Nancy, the bitter cook, her son Gwyn, saucy Alison, who's just inherited the property in a death tax switcheroo, and there's her mother, who is never seen. Alison's stepfather, her stepbrother Roger, and Hugh, the mysterious groundsman, complete the cast.
Listen! Can you hear that?
That what?
That noise in the ceiling, listen.
The drama kicks off when Alison hears a scratching noise from above her bedroom, and with the help of the cook's son, Gwyn, climbs into the loft to find a set of dinner plates with a pattern on them. She thinks the design depicts an owl.
Look at that part. It's an owl's head, see?
She retrieves the plates, copies the pattern on paper and cuts out the shapes to make paper owls. Later, the pattern disappears from the plates, leaving her with plain white plates. They probably weren't dishwasher safe. For some reason, Gwyn's mum, the cook, is very angry at the teenagers for moving the plates. There might be some history there.
Now, Miss Alison, what's this about plates?
Plates, Nancy?
You know what I mean, Miss Alison, if you please.
What plates,
Them
Nancy?
plates in the loft.
Oh, what about them?
Where are they? There's only one of them, Mum.
Gwyn.
The three teenagers are seen wearing clothes coloured red, black and green, the colours of electrical cables of the day. Apparently it was to illustrate that sparks fly when they are together.
Oh, you shouldn't have done that.
Now, while the Owl Service was made in colour, it was first broadcast in black and white due to an industrial dispute, the so-called colour strike, so that subtle hint of electrical wires would have been lost on viewers at the time. Gardener Hugh, who spends his days raking stones on the drive, tells the three teenagers they may be repeating the events of a local legend. The legend is based on a man who discovers his wife, who is made of flowers, has been unfaithful. Standing on a distant hill, he gets her in his sights, throws his spear, which cuts a hole in a standing stone, and
He turned it into an owl.
He then turns into an eagle, thus escaping the old bill. The stone prop was made by a local stonemason for the show and still stands in North Wales today. Meanwhile, stepbrother Roger, who's handy with a camera, is wondering who the man is that he inadvertently photographed standing miles away on top of a hill.
I'd say that was someone waving a stick or something. Where is he throwing it?
Like the man who's supposed to have killed someone from there.
Oh, steady on.
Well, what's on his head? His hair's long then, gathered at the back and down to his shoulders. Well, look at this one.
Ah, yes, well, that's a motorbike.
These were chopped within 2 minutes, and I was watching the Bryn. And there was nobody there.
The series is a bewildering and confusing chain of events that climaxes with Alison turning into an owl during a dramatic and frightening sequence.
What's happened? She's a power. She's in her now. Bad. This is it, boy. What do you want me to do? Help her.
Gwyn won't help her, so Roger steps in to shake her out of it.
Hey, Ali, did you hear? You've got it back to front, you silly gubbins. She's not owls, she's flowers. Flowers, Ali, flowers. You're not birds, you're flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, Ali, flowers. You've never been anything else.
And the moral of the story is, use a foam pillow and stay well away from other people's crockery. And if you hear a harp, run. In all seriousness, the Owl service is both romantic and disturbing. It's deep and full of intrigue, a tragic love story that crosses the ages.
Have you had any breakfast?
No, I couldn't.
Neither could I. It was just like sawdust.
Hello.
But I bet Granada TV bosses didn't know what to do with it when they saw it. And they were rightly worried children watching it at tea time might find the spectacle hard to follow. I mean, if you need to add an explanation at the start of every episode, well, something's wrong. And if you're explaining, you're losing. Nevertheless, the series was nominated for an International Award for Children's Television in 1970. But judges in Munich said the Owl service was deeply disturbing and questioned if it was suitable for children at all. The show's director, Peter Plummer, went on to direct ITV Playhouse, science fiction comedy Junket 89, TV series Late Night Drama, Coronation Street, and in 1984, the pièce de résistance, Tickle on the Tum.
Tickle on the what?
The Owl service was aired again in 1978, and in 1987, Channel 4 broadcast it. Of course they did. The series was not released on VHS, but did make it to DVD in 2008. A remastered Blu-ray version hit the shelves and probably stayed there in 2022. You've been watching the channel. Please do like, share and subscribe. It's the only language YouTube understands, and a little click would make all the difference on the like button, so thank you for that. And if you can subscribe, that's even greater, because you'll get a note when I post my next video. Okay, my name is Steve Hart. You've been watching the channel. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.